Hi, I'm Holly, and this is Technical Shorts. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a distillation. The reason you would do a distillation is to separate two liquids from each other that have whose boiling points are greater than 80 degrees different. The first thing that you need to do a distillation is two stands with clamps. We're going to clamp the neck of both round bottom flasks, the distillation flask with the solution that you're going to distill, and the receiving flask. The next thing I'm going to do is set up my lab jack with my heating mantle or whatever source of heat you're going to be using for your distillation. And I'm going to plug my heating mantle into a rheostat. And the reason for that is if I plug my heating mantle directly into an outlet, it will just continue to heat hotter and hotter and get extremely hot and can be dangerous. By using a rheostat, we can adjust how much electricity gets to the heating mantle and therefore control the temperature of our distillation. All right, at this point we're ready to start constructing our distillation glassware. We're going to add a couple boiling stones to our distillation flask so that we get a nice rolling boil for our distillation. A three-way adapter that will allow for me to also seat my thermometer in my distillation glassware so that I can read the boiling point of my solvent as it distills over. So to add my thermometer, I need a thermometer adapter. And you can see that I was adjusting the height of my thermometer. And where the bulb of the thermometer sits in your distillation is important because you do not want to actually be measuring the temperature of the vapor in the distillation flask, nor do you want it too high so that you're not actually going to be reading the temperature of the vapor as it passes into the condenser. And then on the other side, we have a vacuum takeoff adapter that we're going to put in our receiving flask. And then you see now that the only thing that we're missing is our condenser between these two setups. What I'm going to do though, before I attach my condenser into the distillation apparatus, is I'm going to attach my lines so that my water is going into the bottom of my condenser and coming out of the top. And that will allow gravity to completely fill the condenser, and so we're chilling as much as possible. So my bottom line goes to my water source. Once I have my condenser set up in my distillation apparatus, I'll make sure that my top line is going to the drain. So I'm just going to move this closer to my drain. And basically I'm just going to seat my condenser. Now at this point you'll see that my one side of my glassware is slightly high, so I'm just going to lower it just a touch so that my glassware sits nicely together. At this point I do want to check all my joints and make sure that they are seated properly and that I don't have any joints that have any strain on them or that are pulling apart. Now that we've started to collect some solvent in the receiving flask, we're going to want to look at our thermometer and record the temperature at which the solvent distilled.